Okay, folks, welcome to Best Stock Charts for the coming week. This is Bob Desmond at the Contrarian Trader, and I want to begin with tomorrow night, Sunday night, Futures Live. Join us 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's where I review the opening price action of the futures market as we begin the new trading week. I'll then review some symbols that our members submitted for me to review on video. And if we have some additional moments at the end of the video, I'll take some requests from the audience to go over your symbols as well. And that'll give you a taste for our services here. So what are we going to talk about on this video? Well, for members, what we're going to talk about here is what I've already discussed, but in greater detail on the week ahead commentary already posted in the members area. So if you're a member, skip this video, move on to the week ahead commentary, which is where I do my analysis of the overview of the market's performance last week. How do I think we're poised to move this coming week? What we're going to do with our positions. Are we looking to add, hold, sell? And what positions we are looking to put on in the new trading week. And we're going to touch upon those positions, our watch stocks, on this video. But on this video, I'm going to do a higher level view, mostly weekly charts. Whereas on the weekend commentary, I do a deeper dive into daily charts, monthly charts, and when necessary, intraday charts. So let's begin with how we did last week. How is our week? Why are you listening to me? We had a very good week. Our gold mining stocks ripped through the roof last week. Gold ripped through the roof. We're not long of gold. Our silver position ripped last week. We booked profits on Blue Apron. We entered the position, this is a daily chart of Blue Apron. We entered the position on July the 6th, right here. And we booked profits on the 8th here as we pierced the third standard deviation Bollinger Band. And we began to see some selling pressure. It was first out, best out time. I do not like to hold stocks when they're trading above the third standard deviation Bollinger Band in red, because I predicted a pullback, and sure enough, we got a pullback. Now, Blue Apron remains on our watch list as we proceed into the new trading week. I do discuss it with members on the weekend commentary, so go check it out. But right now, we're looking for a consolidation on Blue Apron. I'm not ready to go jumping back in quite yet, but I do think that the shares are going to proceed higher. Now it's all about the setup. And right now, I think there's a little bit more downside risk to be had prior to us getting long. So members, go check out the weekend commentary. The next chart up, Virgin Galactic, daily chart. We booked profits last week on Virgin Galactic. We opened up the position on the 30th of June. I initially opened up the position because it was my intent to sell covered calls. But I saw this beautiful consolidation, and I said, man, I just can't sell covered calls. I don't want to cap my upside gains right now. I'll sell the calls if we begin to break out. But the problem is that not only do we break out, we ripped higher up and through the third standard deviation Bollinger Band. And again, I don't like to hold stocks when they're trading above that price point. So we did pull back. We booked profits on the 8th, on the 9th. 24.12% on Virgin Galactic, and if I didn't mention, it was 12.7% profit on Blue Apron. Back to space, Virgin Galactic, we did pull back on Friday. Kind of a doji star formation. I still like the trade here. I would like to get a pullback and re-enter on Virgin Galactic and then look to sell some covered calls longer term. I like the setup here, quite bullish. Let's take a look at our watch stocks that are new to our list this coming week. Actually, one of them is from last week as well. But first, let's start with the new weekly chart, U.S. Steel. We have higher lows on RSI. Stokes is still declining, a bit of a concern. So I don't think that we're going to have a straight shot higher here. We need to see a flattening out of the slow stochastics and then begin to see them hook up. I did like the price action early on in the week, midweek, quite ugly. But then on Friday, we just surged. And when you take a look at charts of copper, uranium, platinum, the metals are doing quite well. And if you believe that there's going to be a migration of manufacturing out of China, a shift of supply chains away from China and into Malaysia, India, Brazil, Mexico, Vietnam, you're going to need to own industrial metals. And steel is, of course, one of them, along with copper. So that's our macro play, our macro story on steel. No breakout yet on price, but we did flash reversal bar last week. Volume rose versus the prior week. And again, I talk about entry points with members on the weekend commentary. So members, if you're watching this, go check it out. The next chart up is WANT. This is a leveraged ETF putting you long of consumer discretionary names. Why do I like it? Well, we broke out last week above stiff resistance, and we closed at the highs of the week. This is a weekly chart. Take note. We popped up higher. Not only do we pop up higher, we pulled back, did a retest of the breakout point. It held, and it rallied to close at the highs of the week. RSI rising, and it broke out last week. Higher lows, exactly what you want to see. Take a look at the volume. Volume was outstanding, well above average, and it rose sequentially. Stokes. Some of you say out there, if you're reading technical analysis for dummies, Stokes are above 80. You need to sell it. You need to short it. Hogwash. You need to buy when Stokes go above the 80 mark, pull back, and then begin to rally back, threatening to take out the prior highs. This is a sign of strength, not of weakness or of a quote-unquote overbought condition. It's ridiculous. These shares in all probability are going a lot higher. Very bullish. But again, a leveraged ETF, so not for the faint of heart. The next chart up. We discussed this one last week on Best Stock Charts. It's still published on YouTube and on the website. And I just reminded myself, if you want to get alerted 30 minutes prior to us going live tomorrow night, there's a link down below. Enter your email address, and you'll get alerted 15 minutes or a half hour prior to. I forget which one it is. But we hate spam too. You're not going to get spammed, but you'll get alerted as to when we go live. Back to TFFP. So I mentioned last week we had a breakout on a weekly basis, much as what you just saw on WANT. Last week, though, we shot up higher. Volume last week was very good. It rose over the prior couple of weeks of up volume. Exactly what you want to see. So TFFP looking good. The problem is that we did see some sellers taking the shares off the highs of the week. That being said, when I did my analysis with members, there was a reason to be optimistic when you take a look at the daily chart. So please check out my deep dive analysis in the members area as to why we remain very, very bullish on TFFP. The next chart up, the NASDAQ, the OMX group. Big week last week on a weekly basis and on a daily basis. In short, daily basis, we had a breakout. On a weekly basis, we are close to a breakout, not there quite yet. We had a bullish key reversal bar. We do have stiff resistance above. Stokes looking outstanding. RSI, higher lows, breaking out. Volume could have been better. I have to say that. Volume could have been a bit better. It declined sequentially. When I see a bullish key reversal bar like this and we're at the precipice of breaking out, I like rising up volume bars. So all is not 100% with this trade, although I am bullish on it. There is one single yellow flag on the track. And you can blame it on trepidation at the fact that we are at resistance. And the prior week, you saw sellers move in, forming this wick, shadow, topping tail, call it whatever you want, call it cupcakes, it doesn't matter. It's a sign of selling pressure above, and you may see volume roll in higher once we begin to break out and above it. So we'll see. And again, I do a deeper dive with members on the weekend commentary posted in the members area. The next chart up, UTSL, weekly chart. What's not to like here? With the exception of the fact that we were down last week. But does being down mean everything? No, it does not. We also use our indicators. What are our indicators telling us about UTSL? This is a leveraged ETF putting you long of the utilities. Don't want the volatility? I get it. Leveraged ETFs are for traders, not for investors. If you want to invest in utilities, go look at the XLU. That's a better fit. But for traders, the UTSL fits the bill. So weekly chart, higher lows in RSI, no breakout yet. but I think we're going to see it. Stokes are still declining, but I think we're putting in a higher low here, right? So we're all about the higher lows, much as what you're seeing on price. I don't care that we closed down last week. What matters is this. Are we putting in higher lows? And the answer is yes, we are. Did we rally off the lows of the week last week? Yes, we did. Are we at resistance? Yes. So I think what's setting up here is a nice risk-reward entry play. The one caveat I do have to the negative is that volume rose to the downside last week. But remember, we rallied off the lows of the week, and that required buyers. So that will account for some of this volume. However, we never want to dismiss a down volume bar, which is above average, right? Same deal with up volume bars. So net, we don't make excuses. Down volume, above average last week. We take that, we put a yellow flag on the track, and we take note of it, but we do not allow it to block us from making our trade. Ultimate oscillator, higher lows. Good stuff here. What's not to like? All we need now is a breakout, and when you take a look at the daily chart, we may very well be at the precipice. Go check it out, the weekend commentary. And with that, folks, that is it for Best Stock Charts this week. Please, again, join us Sunday night for Sunday Night Futures Live, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, use the link below, enter your email address. We hate spam too. If you're watching us on YouTube, smash that like button, hit the bell button, get notified of when we publish a new video or when we go live. Take advantage of our 14-day free trial offer. Get notified of when we get long of these stocks if we decide to do so. And everybody have a great remainder of your weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Be well.